handshake or something like some way. Ooh.
Kev, can you hear me?
I can.
All right, coming to you live from Burbank Arena here for a 6 p.m. tilt between the Reading Rockets and the Wakefield Warriors. Wakefield comes in surprisingly at, I believe, 7-4, and Reading comes in at 7-1-1. Wakefield is led by the first line of John Taylor, number 16. He's got 14 points, 4 goals, 10 assists. Probably going to keep an eye on him. J.P. Casey is another one on the first line there. He's got 3-4-7. Ryan McCarthy with 0-3-3, so maybe he's just hopping up to that line, but definitely a little bit tighter than the normal Wakefield games, Kev.
Yeah. Certainly, with anybody in today's hockey, you got to bring your best. Over the years we've done pretty well against Wakefield, but they have some upcoming players, and you got to play your game too. I think the first period, the last game, I think Reading might have been thinking, hey, we won 5-0 last game. We'll just roll these guys, and that wasn't the case. And I think they got the picture between the periods. It's either the coaching or they, as players, talk to themselves and say, hey, we got to create. And that's the big thing in hockey, is you got to create your opportunities. You can't let your teammate say, oh, he'll get the puck in the corner. You go get it. Win puck battles. Create stuff. Don't sit back.
That's for sure. And again, the student section is filing in very slowly here, so looks like the Rockets are going to have to create their own momentum here. I'm not sure the fan base will be as rowdy as can be here with a 6 p.m. start. The girls get the 7:45 start tonight. But just to look at the Wakefield schedule really quick, a 4-0 win over Danvers, 3-1 win over Melrose, 2-0 loss to Stoneham, which is a pretty good loss there. 3-1 loss to Burlington. Burlington's supposed to be up and coming. We'll see about that when we face them. And then they have a 2-1 win over Watertown Wayland, a 4-2 win over Wilmington, 4-0 win over Fenwick. So they're coming off of a three-game win streak here. The Rockets are going to face Wakefield and Wilmington back-to-back here. Two of the teams that you would think that they would handle pretty easily, but when that happens, you go in thinking that these things are going to be an automatic, and it turns into a big-time dogfight. So let's just see what Reading comes out with there tonight.
Hey, Gary, this is a sign of a good team, where Reading can really make a statement and just say, you know what, I don't care who I'm playing. We're gonna play our game. We're gonna be hustling. We're gonna be putting the puck in the net. We're gonna be playing some defense, and I think that's key. I mean, you got to go approach these things. I tell you what, I heard Wilmington, has a couple strong players, and same thing with Wakefield. You cannot take anybody in this league or these leagues for granted, and I think it's a good way to approach it. I'm sure the coaches have talked to them and said, hey guys, let's play Reading Rocket hockey. So we'll see what happens, but hopefully it's a good first period, because last game, the first period was a dud per se. I think you had quoted and said it was the worst period you've seen them play, and I agree. It was not a pretty sight, and you know what? And you don't always have to come back in games. You want to set the tone, set yourself up. I think you said, a couple of games ago, you want to start getting some of these other players in the game too. And with these games being so tight, the coaches are forced to really play a limited lineup, because they're obviously trying to win the game. So again, it's only going to help you with the amount of hockey you guys have coming up with the tournaments, and that is to try to get some younger players into these games. But again, coaches' hands are tied if you're playing all tight games.
Yeah, for sure. So, like I was saying earlier, is Reading has taken care of business against the schedule they play. A lot of people would say they've played a little bit of a softer schedule, but guess what? They haven't let anyone come up and sneak up on them and beat them. So they have the 2-2 tie with St. John's Prep. The 4-0 loss against Arlington. That was really like a 2-goal game. I was there, and I would say that was the real outcome of that game. It was probably about 2-0. Wakefield is ranked number 10 in D3 right now, and the Rockets are ranked 8 in D1. And a couple of the publications I was reading earlier was saying that Reading has been able to handle business against every team that comes up against them, and this is another one of those games before the tournament here. Wakefield, Wilmington, just try to grab a couple of wins and keep rolling here. So we'll see if they could do that.
Yeah, you talk about taking care of business. I think goaltending's been a big thing. I'm really very happy to see our defense this year. I think it was our big question mark coming into the season. How are these other kids going to adapt? Are they going to step up? We knew we had Nate and some others, but I'd like to see the development of our defense.
Yeah, the defense has been. So I don't even know if Mark got to a fifth defenseman last year. The fifth defenseman has played. The 6 and 7 were also playing earlier in the season. They just are not in the rotation right now, but they have been playing. And you'd like to see an early lead. The one thing the Rockets have not had was like a 3 to 4 goal lead in the first period, where you would say, okay, now we can kind of open it up a little bit and get some guys some time. They've been tight in these games until the third period. They kind of claw their way away from that late in the period. So let's just see I'd love to see an early lead here. Wakefield is going to start a freshman goalie tonight. They've got a couple freshman goalies on the roster there. I'm very familiar with one of them, Davin Mayet, but I believe David Roca, Brendan Ross is going to get the start tonight. Davin Mayet was a Reading Squared 1 goalie a few years ago. Reading wasn't able to field enough goaltenders, so Davin Mayet was the goalie when the Reading Square won the elite bracket of the Valley League a few years back with a really good team. So he's not playing tonight, but there are some other freshmen on the Wakefield roster that I'm familiar with. AJ Couture is another freshman out of Wakefield, very good player, very talented player. He's also on the back line there. I think he's the 4th or 5th option on the defense for Wakefield. So Yanakopoulos is another local kid, played with the Americans. He's one of their best defensemen on the Wakefield Warriors as well. So going to get started in a few minutes to go over the starting lineup of Melly, Gretorix, Jack Sullivan, Caden Emery, and Nate Federici get the start on the blue line, and JT Coyne will be in net. It's JT Coyne. It's been all season long, and Mark started with him, and he hasn't really faltered yet. So I understand that Mark's going to keep riding JT Coyne, but love to see Lanzo see some pucks at some point. Going to pause here for the national anthem. So we have no student section here tonight. The other day we had a little student section there for senior day, and showing no respect here for Wakefield as a team, not to come out and support the Rockets. So we'll see what happens here tonight. But would have loved to have seen a little bit of a student section. Probably the lowest probably the littlest student section I've seen in 5 years.
Gary, settle down.
I'm
Settle down now, Gary. I know you're upset. It's a 6 o'clock start. We got to get some hockey going on. They might be watching it somewhere else. They want to listen to us, Gary.
You know what? That could be an option. That could be a factor now with the high ratings we're getting. I know that the last couple of broadcasts are probably up over 1K there. So, you know, people are watching and tuning in. And Chris did mention, filling in for Chris Meehan tonight. My name is Gary Morrow, along with Kevin Murray on the color here. Filling in for Chris Meehan on the play-by-play. Chris's stepdad died, and just, you know, want to say some prayers for his family, and hopefully everything works out there for Chris. But he did mention that after the second period, it's free, and maybe that's what people are waiting on. So we got Wakefield wins the draw back to their D. They're going to dump it in deep. Melly's back in the zone to grab that. Wakefield throws it in on net. Vitorisi comes up the right side of his own zone with some speed. Dumps it deep. Number 4 is back on that for Braden Myatt, one of the top defensemen on the Wakefield Warriors. Played that one. We have Jack Sullivan dumping the puck in deep. Rockets are going to go for an early change here. Cam Gretorix with some pressure on the offensive zone. Wakefield breaks it through the middle. Number 8, Cameron Satori dumps it in deep. Melly's out on that one there. Caden Emery plays it behind his own net, looks for options, throws it back, reverses it to Vitorisi. Vitorisi to Filipski. Filipski's going to skate it over the blue line, over the red line, dump it in. Up. Some early I-beam talk here already.
Yep. Hit the I-beam on the ceiling.
Early I-beam.
Hey, Gary, I just mentioned what you had mentioned about the coaching to get yourself into the game. I thought it was a really good comment by you.
Yeah, you want to try to all the younger guys out there. You want to try to get in the action early on. You want to try to, you know, have a little bit of a body contact, get a puck touch, and maybe a shot on net in your first shift, and maybe get going from there. Otherwise, you know, you don't play the puck for a little bit. You end up standing around, you know, slowing down out there. So you like to get out there and get things going right away. We have an errant pass. Number 6 lets that go. He's going to have to go grab that. Filipski's hot on the forecheck.
Very fortunate that wasn't called ice in there, Gary.
Oh, yeah, we don't want to get that going early either. So 19 here comes out of his own zone. John Scapello dumps it in. We have John Taylor on the John Taylor is not 16 is John Taylor, I'm sorry. Brady Keaveney in his own zone, throws it back to Finesse. Finesse throws it back to Jack Barry. Jack Barry back over to Finesse. Finesse up the boards, has it taken away. Filipski's going to regroup in the D zone up to Keaveney. Keaveney to Shaughnessy. Shaughnessy tips it in. Braden Myatt's back to touch it up. Bring it out of the zone here for the Warriors. Throws it up the boards. Nate Vitorisi intercepts. He's going to throw it in deep. Brendan Ross is back to play it. Leaves it there for his defenseman. Nolan Sullivan quick in on the forecheck. Brendan McCartan can't find the puck. Comes out. We have J.P. Casey coming through the slot here. Couple swipes at JT there. John Taylor with a nice little shot through traffic.
Yeah, Gary, like definitely different speed from last first period of the Woburn game. I like what I'm seeing so far. They're getting after it, which is great.
So we got Melly out here with Melly Gretorix, Sullivan. We have Brendan Doan out here on left defense, and also Nate Vitorisi throws it up to Sullivan. Sullivan can't connect with Melly. Wakefield intercepts. Goes back into the Reading zone. Doan's on the puck. Vitorisi dumps it, lobs it up. Good little lob there. It's not going to be icing. Oh, it's going to make it for icing. Not much flow here yet, but the Rockets have had a little bit of pressure. Wakefield's got a couple shots on net. 11:52 left in the first here. Gary Morrow alongside Kevin Murray on the broadcast. Rockets with a D-zone face-off here. Melly's going to try to win this one back. Good stick there by Jack Sullivan. Good job by A.J. Couture. Get back there and knock him off that puck. Gretorix back to Doan. Doan mishandles it. He's going to throw it towards the net. Good save there by the goalie. Melly on a good one-timer from Sullivan, misses wide. Gretorix collects the puck behind the net to Sullivan. Sullivan's going to throw it back down to Gretorix. Gretorix comes away with it. Couture with a hot battle. Jack Sullivan with a little bit of an interference. They're going to call that every day of the week.
Yeah, the hands were high, Gary, on that one. I tell you what, with the Doan play here, puck was definitely bouncing on him. I don't think it was a poor play. You know, again, flat puck passing is a key thing, and you know we say that it's not as easy as I'm saying it, but again, good, crisp, flat puck passing, and you know you want your defenseman to be able to handle that right off the bat.
Yeah, so we have Melly and Melly, Finesse, Gretorix. Melly, Finesse, Gretorix. It's got to be Vitorisi that I can't see. Yep, it's Vitorisi. He throws it wide, sends it all the way down. Wakefield's going to go with John Scapello, John Taylor, Michael Yanakopoulos. We have J.P. Casey. And number 27 is Eddie Palmer. Redding's able to keep it from going out of the zone. They dump it in deep. Melly's hot on the forecheck here. We're killing a penalty. Melly releases, and Gretorix is in on the battle. Two Rockets are caught in deep here. Melly makes his way back. Gretorix is going to stay on the forecheck. Wakefield can't get started here in their own zone. Melly intercepts, throws it in deep. Rockets are going to go for line change. Furness and Vitorisi stay out there. We have Filipski and Barry on the kill. 1:07 left in the penalty kill. Jack Barry or Finesse sent that in deep. We got Filipski in on the forecheck. Michael Yanakopoulos behind his own net. Throws it up to John Taylor. John Taylor over the red line, dumps it in. Finesse back in his own zone. He's unable to play it out. Vitorisi gets a hold of it and sends it down. Jack Barry hot on the forecheck. Filipski's going to let off a little bit and stay high in the zone. Oh, here we go. We got a chance. Jack Barry with a little intercept. Didn't connect with Filipski. Yanakopoulos gains the line.
I'd like to see Jack Barry there, Gary. Give it a little bit more time. He had time there, and he threw it out. But that's just, you know, observation from up here. But again, we'd love to see a little bit more patience with the puck.
Sure. Vitorisi has plenty of space here down the right side. Makes a move by his defender. Sends one off the goalie's head maybe and out of play. Good little backhand there. Just didn't find the back of the net. Good penalty kill for the Rockets. They have 2 seconds left on the PK here. We're going to go with the third line.
Yeah, the penalty kill did a real nice job. You know, Wakefield's having high wings on both sides. Puts a lot of pressure on the defense to bring that puck up.
Yeah, they weren't able to make any clean plays in the breakout here, so they didn't really sustain any pressure in the offensive zone, which is good. The penalty comes to an end. Ryan McCurtain comes out, so we have McCurtain. Nolan Sullivan, and Matthew Haley out here. Furness isn't able to stop that one from going over the blue line. Wakefield's into the offensive zone. Furness does a good job of recouping there. McCurtain throws it off the boards, going to try to chase to it. Not able to get there, but Haley is able to come and grab it. Misfires on the shot there. Good shot there by McCurtain. Good little pressure here. Definitely a different start than the Woburn game.
Yeah, I like that. Nice play by McCurtain. Nice play by this line overall. Nolan Sullivan was in a really good spot. I would love to see us kind of sit down there in the spot in front of the net.
Yep.
That's going to be a good style for us today.
Sure. Number 6, Jake Morris throws it up the boards, gets by the defenseman. It's going to go for icing.
And just a double tap on that, Gary. So what we're seeing a lot is trying to create a lot of, we're a low to high team, but creating that opportunity just off the net, in front of the net. Nolan Sullivan sitting down there. It's a great spot for goal scoring.
Yeah, we're going to stick with the third line. You're totally right on that one there. We got McCurtain pressuring this man. Caden Emery sends it in deep. Matthew Haley still out on the forecheck. Nate Vitorisi stops it out by the blue line, sends it back in. Rockets regroup. Good hit there by Matthew Haley. Big time hit. It's going to free up a puck there from McCurtain, maybe. Nolan Sullivan in on the puck, sends it to McCurtain. McCurtain walks it out. McCurtain, good job there by Haley to get back and intercept that play and go for a change. Good change there by Matthew Haley. Melly to Vitorisi. Vitorisi's got room. Walks in. Ooh. Mishandles it. Looked like he hurt his head for a second, but he's okay. There's Melly on a very hard back check. Takes the puck back away. Caden Emery up to Cam Gretorix. Cam Gretorix gains the line, throws it in. Jack Sullivan hot on the forecheck. Caden Emery's not able to keep it into the blue line. Vitorisi's over to regroup. Sullivan had Melly, didn't see him. Melly over the blue line here to Sullivan. Sullivan to Gretorix. Gretorix cycling here. Myatt's been a good player so far here for the Warriors. He's all over the ice. Jack Simino throws it up. Aaron pass. Jack Sullivan intercepts. Throws it in deep. Michael Yanakopoulos on to play it. He loses possession of it. Got Melly, Sullivan, and Filipski out here right now. I think we're waiting for a change for Melly and Sullivan. Filipski's got space here. See if he can do anything. There's no other Rockets with him. He dumps it in. Shaughnessy and Barry join him. Shaughnessy's hot on the forecheck here. He's able to win his battle. Back to the point to Keaveney. Keaveney misses wide. Good shot. Good chance. Good typical shot. Shaughnessy hot on the forecheck. Keaveney with a good pinch here. He's going to possess the puck. Throws it out front. Filipski has a chance up high. Rockets are dominating here. No puck in the net just yet, but the Rockets are look like they came to play today.
Yeah, real good read by Brady Keaveney there. Anticipated the puck coming around. First off, he started off with a really good shot. Typical shot, as you said, but I love the pinch. The aggressiveness is excellent.
As I was saying earlier, Rockets haven't had many first period leads of 2 goals. You know, you'd love to see them. We only have 6:18 left in the first here, but you'd love to grab 1 or 2 here. Furness isn't able to keep the puck in at the line. Shaughnessy's back in his own zone. Wakefield touches up to be onside. Furness cycles back to Keaveney. Keaveney's not able to get it out. Filipski chips it up to Shaughnessy. Cameron Satori dumps it in deep. JT Quinn makes the stop behind the net. They're going to go for a change. Rockets ice the puck. Keaveney tried to connect with Filipski, just didn't work. This is Wakefield's third line here, 27, 12, and 17. They have 6 total goals on the air, which is pretty good for a third line. Sullivan walks it in deep. He's not able to connect on his pass. Vitorisi stops that there. Throws it into the offensive zone. Melly's hot on the puck. Third Rockets high. Gretorix intercepts that pass. He throws it down low. Jack Sullivan throws it over to Gretorix. Gretorix throws it back down low to Sullivan. Sullivan's going to be able to walk this one. Gets pinned behind the net there by number 7. AJ Kochor comes away with it. Cam Gretorix is able to take it from him. 27. Gets it out of the zone. Wakefield may go for a change here. Maybe not be the best time. Vitorisi steps in over the line. Throws it up a little bit over the net. Goes out of play.
Nate's got a great shot. He's going to keep that puck low. I mean, it's easy said than done. I think the puck was bouncing a little bit, Gary, on that one.
Yeah, it looked like the puck was bouncing there, but you're right. You got to get those shots on net. You got to create a rebound. got to create a rebound. Rockets are home, and they're not allowing the last change. Last time I checked, the home team gets the last change, and not following through that. Reading had put Haley, McCurtain, and Nolan Sullivan out there, and then they tried to change the line once they saw who Wakefield went with, and they weren't able to do it. Doan keeps it in. McCurtain comes back to help out, makes a great move. Nolan Sullivan tipped by Matthew Haley out front. Good tip on that one there. Haley out high, throws it towards the net, squares to the corner. Nolan Sullivan with good body contact. Nate Vittorisi is going to have to chase this one back to his D zone. No ice here. Doan possesses the puck. Throws an indirect pass off the boards to Vittorisi. Vittorisi looking for Barry, isn't able to connect with that. Vittorisi steps over the blue line, dumps it in. Wakefield fans on the pass. Goes around the boards. JT Coyne shoves that one aside. Nate Vittorisi has it, goes over to Furness. Furness with a good pass up to Filipski, who dumps it in deep. Filipski's hot on the forecheck, hits off his skate, squirts out front, comes out of the zone. Furness regathers it back at center ice, throws it in on the goalie. Giveny makes a good play to keep it in. Couture loses the handle. Good one-hand pass. Shaughnessy comes out with it. Back to Furness. Furness throws it in towards the net. Blocked by Wakefield defender. Filipski gathers behind the net. Back to Giveny. Giveny gets a shot towards the net. Good save by the goalie. Barry was screening out front. Barry throws it deep down low to Shaughnessy. Back to Barry. Barry's hooked. They don't call it. Furness throws it in deep. Rockets got to tag up. Rockets are onside now. Looks like they're going for a change. Wakefield tries a stretch pass that doesn't fully connect. Jack Nully's on the puck back in his own zone. Giveny lost an edge there. Gretorix in his own zone goes to battle on the sideboards. Sneaky little shot there by John Taylor, the leading scorer, the leading point guy for the Wakefield Warriors. Good stop there by JT.
Yeah, I feel like Reading's carrying the play, Gary.
Yeah, Reading is absolutely carrying the play. Just haven't found the back of the net yet. Similar to a lot of the games they've been in, they've carried the play a little bit more than they have in some of the games here recently. There's a stretch pass. Sullivan and Gretorix. Oh, what a play. Sullivan hit Gretorix. Sullivan with a behind-the-back pass over to Gretorix. Gretorix wasn't able to handle it on his forehand. Spins around on the backhand. Throws it far corner around the goalie. What a goal there. It was great shot, great play by the Rockets there. Great dump out play as well. I'm not sure who threw that out.
Yeah, take a picture of that one and frame it, Gary. Beautiful play coming down on 2-on-1.
Sure was. Sullivan came down the left side there. He was running out of a little bit of room, so he spun around, threw it behind his back over to Gretorix, who collected it very smartly, turns and fires it at the net on the far side and goes right in. 1-0 Rockets. That's an ice right there. JT plays it. Vittorisi throws it up ice. Jack Sullivan not able to control it. Tries to throw it in deep. Number 6 there. That's a buddy pass right there by number 6. He's going to get number 3 killed doing that. Want to be on the other side of the battle here, Rockets. You want to be on the D side. They come away with it. Change it up. Caden Emery back in his own zone. Love to see the Rockets grab a second one here. Filipski throws a chip pass. Doesn't connect. Another buddy pass there by number 6. Caden Emery controls in his own zone, comes up the right boards, throws it up towards Shaughnessy. That one's going to end up going for icing. Just barely missed the goalie there. But 1-0 lead there for the Rockets. 1:27 left in the first period. Game started at 6 o'clock tonight. Not a big fan of the 6 o'clock start, but the girls get the 7:45 start. I get it. You know, they gotta be even here. Give the girls a little bit of a later start.
Girls are having a great season, Gary.
Girls are having a great season. They got their first loss the other night, a 5-0 loss to Woburn, but they had been in the top 15, top 20, top 10 in some polls you were looking at you know, they're off to a good start. They only have 2 seniors as well, so look for a lot coming out of them in the next couple of years. Filipski controls, throws it in on net. Jack Barry is able to control it back to Vitorisi. Vitorisi, great tip there by Shaughnessy. Rockets have a 3 puck outside of the net. Wakefield ices it. Vitorisi's got to hurry as he's got some pressure coming. Furness tries to interfere with this guy a little bit. No, nothing called there. Furness up to Shaughnessy. He had Barry behind him, didn't see him. That puck got tipped, not going to be icing. Oh, good read there by Shaughnessy. Is able to have 2 great chances at it. Didn't score, but Filipski comes out of the mess with the puck. Down to Barry. Barry cycles. He's got Filipski in the slot. Little tough pass there. Goalie's able to make a save. Myatt's able to send it out towards the blue line. Intercepted there by Furness. Shaughnessy back to Vitorisi. Vitorisi throws it at the net. Blocked aside by the goalie. Good cycle there. Filipski down to Barry. Good job by Furness keeping that puck in. Jack Barry's going to be the first onto the puck. Shaughnessy goes in on his man. Vitorisi not able to stop the puck, and we're going to have a 1-0 lead at the end of 1 here. I would say that Wakefield survived that first period. It could have been a couple more there. You know, I would like to see Reading come out and continue to play like this in the second period.
Yeah, overall, I thought it was a really good period. Wakefield's hanging with them, but certainly Reading has controlled most of the play. I definitely see a definite speed difference, which I'm happy about, and I'm sure the coaches are happy about. With the first period, there was a sense of urgency, which you need to have in a game like this. And yeah, we'll see where the second period brings. You know, that's that transition hockey that we want to see. Quick, immediate action into the offensive zone, and you know, we're starting to see it tonight, Gary. So I like what I'm seeing. Is that there's a few folks that are really having some nice games and like to see it. But like you said earlier in the broadcast, like to see a few more goals. You know, I feel like we're hanging on 1-0. We've carried most of the play. So they got to get some puck bounces and be in good positions. You know, it's just not going to happen. You got to make it happen.
Yeah, sounds good. We'll be back for period 2 shortly.
Sounds good. Sounds good. I thought that was a good comment. You could have said, "Hey, Kev, that's a good comment." You say, "Oh,
Great comment. I know on a live mic, that's a great comment, Kevin.
Jack, do you believe that?" You see the comments that I get? Huh? You see the comments? Come on, Gary.
Great comment.
All right. Live one.
not open until you put yours down. There you go. It's weird. My mic doesn't open until you put your mic down. So the camera mic must be the one that picks up the hub mic there. Sorry if we're annoying in between periods with the hub mic, but you know, it is what it is. We're not sure how to deal with that. We're gonna go over some scores from earlier today here. We've got a big slate of games on hand tonight. Got a couple. We have a couple finals in. Let me just pull them up here. Plenty of Wi-Fi available with no students here. They're not all still in the Wi-Fi. So that's a good thing. There's one good thing about having no fans here tonight. Although we do have a lot of family atmosphere here tonight. The students are slowly trickling in there. It's, we'll see. Maybe we're just got out of work, some of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big working hours.
Yeah. Big work day for the Stu. So we have a 3-2 Winchester win over Watertown Wayland, which is a little surprising to me. A 3-2 game there. Nauset 8-3 over Martha's Vineyard. Monomi Mashpee 4-2 win over Nantucket. 5-1 win for Concord Carlisle over Newton South. We have a few big games in the Catholic Conference tonight. We have Zavarian and Malden Catholic battling it out. Let me see if we have any more other games here that might be of any importance to Rockets fans. We have Reading Wakefield. We have Stoneham Lexington tonight. Braintree and Pope. We do have another game that some local people are keeping their eyes on. We have Tewksbury St. Mary's later on for Tewksbury might be the only undefeated team in the state, I believe. We have Woburn Burlington. I'd like to see the outcome of that one there. Woburn's pretty good, and Burlington's supposed to be up and coming, and we'll have to check that out. But CM St. John Shrewsbury will be a battle. CM St. John Shrewsbury is definitely a score you'd be looking for if you're a top 10 fan of the Division I. Falmouth Sandwich. I know Sandwich is pretty high up in D3 maybe. Let me check on that before I speak. So Falmouth had beaten the Rockets last year to move on in D1, and then they moved down to D2 this year.
Okay.
So we got Falmouth in D2, and they are. Falmouth, I thought, was in D2. I don't see them. Let me see what we got here. We have Tewksbury number 1, Canton number 2, Falmouth number 3 in D2. So yeah, they didn't go anywhere. So they are right back at you with a good team again this year. So Falmouth, and then they play Sandwich. A little Cape action. And Sandwich is 2 in D4. So that's a good little battle there.
Gary, this is like the NHL channel with you giving up the scores. This is unbelievable.
Yeah, so I'm just trying to bring another dimension here.
I love this.
Yeah, so we're going to want to go through the top 10 right here. What do we got? We got the top 10. D1 top 10. We're going CM, Zavarian, Hingham, St. John's, St. John Shrewsbury. Somebody referred to St. John's Prep as the other St. John's to me the other day.
Oh boy.
Which is, St. John Shrewsbury has kind of taken over as the hockey power, and St. John's Prep might be the other guy, which I'm going to pump the brakes on that for a little bit. We'll see how long that goes. But so we got St. John's Prep, St. John Shrewsbury at 4. Again, CM, Zavarian, Hingham, St. John's, Shrewsbury, Arlington, St. John's Prep, Pope Francis, Reading in at number 8. St. Mary's number 9 is playing against Tewksbury tonight, so that's a battle for Tewksbury. We'll find out if Tewksbury's for real tonight. Tewksbury has battled some great teams, and they have an unbelievable goal differential. I get it. We'll see how they do tonight against St. Mary's, and they're in the number 1 seed, I believe, for the Ed Burns bracket right now, or maybe they've been replaced with somebody else since the recent rankings came out. But when the first Ed Burns rankings came out for the tournament, we had Canton, Hingham, Arlington, Tewksbury, Reading, Milton, Weymouth, and Chelmsford were in the top 8 spots for the Ed Burns tournament. That's supposed to get underway this Sunday, but somebody said something about a snowstorm possibly.
Big snow starting midday and continuing into Monday. I think it might be James, our cameraman, and shout out to James on such a great job he's done all season. He's looking forward to a snow day on Monday. And,
he's hoping for a snow
I'm
day.
wishing that it happens.
Hoping for a snow day. We have Melly on the face-off here with number 7 from Wakefield. Jack Sullivan can't dig one out of his skates. Vitorisi's over to play in his own zone. Sullivan's gonna get some body contact. Wakefield came out banging here in the second here. Rockets are hemmed in their own zone. Melly makes a stop play in his own zone, gets it up. Sullivan didn't realize Vitorisi was coming hard there, could have chipped it to him. Gretorix with a hard hit in the corner. Melly possesses the puck. Sullivan has it. Wakefield defender throws it back to Vitorisi. Not much going on in front of the goalie there. No screen. Sullivan back to Vitorisi. Vitorisi with a hard shot. Gretorix with a great tip goes wide. Wakefield ices it out. Hits JT's stick. Didn't realize it was covering the side of the net there. Gretorix. The stretch pass isn't able to walk his guy. Sullivan back to Gretorix. Gretorix isn't able to pull the trigger there as he was a little handcuffed with that pass. Melly gets it deep and Rockets are going to go for a change. Jack Sullivan with a big hit behind the net. Filipski intercepts it at the blue line. Wakefield's able to chip it out. Caden Emery with a hard play towards the defensive zone. Shaughnessy gathers it. Wakefield intercepts. They have some speed. 3-on-1 possibly if they hurry. Keaveney gets out. There's offsides. They're going to call offsides there.
That could have been a real big challenge there in the defense. So again, for the novice people in hockey, in the second period, the defensive change is going to be much longer because they switched ends. So again, it was a tough change right there, and Brady Keaveney was able to get back.
That is a great point to bring up about the far change in the second period of a hockey game. Redding's able to get it in deep. Jack Barry has got Shaughnessy going to the net. Jack Barry controls to Filipski. Filipski throws it on net. Goalie makes a good save to the corner. Shaughnessy possesses in the corner. Need a little help over there. Barry's in to help out. Filipski on his man. Puck squirts out to center ice. Keaveney throws it to Filipski. Filipski has some speed here. 2-on-1 if he hurries. A little bit of a handcuff and pass there to Shaughnessy. A good idea, but just didn't connect exactly like we got nobody back there. Shaughnessy dumps it in deep. Third line's gonna make their way out to the ice here. We have McCurtain, Nolan Sullivan, and Haley here.
I count 2 chances in the second period where it's just a nice pass out in front. We've had 2 handcuff passes. Not much the offensive player can do. Pass to the tape. That's it. Definitely
need to find tape on those passes. Those connect. It might be 3-0 here, but McCurtain makes a pass back to the point, gets intercepted. Wakefield throws it down for icing. Again, some of these misplays they're not gonna come back to haunt Reading tonight possibly, but you play a little bit of a higher opponent and some of these misplays could end up in the back of your own net. So you want to tighten those things up. Got a long time to work on it. We have 12:26 left in the second here. Rockets lead 1-0. They've controlled the play throughout. Wakefield's goalie's been good. Gretorix comes out of the corner with the puck, throws it down low to Melly. Melly's going to walk it out to Gretorix. Gretorix tries to go 5-hole. Goalie makes a good save. Gretorix gets his own rebound. Down to Shaughnessy in the cycle. Shaughnessy back to Gretorix. Gretorix back to Shaughnessy. Shaughnessy walks it out, throws it towards the net. That one's deflected by a Wakefield player. Good job by the Wakefield player getting the stick on that. AJ Kochor contains the puck in his own zone over to Yannikopoulos. Yannikopoulos up to Taylor. Taylor throws it, intercepted. AJ Kochor skates it out. Vitorisi comes away with that one there. He's got time and space. And that one's going to be in the back of the net. Great pass there by Vitorisi to Melli. That one ends up in the back of the net. Good job here. Good early on pressure here for the Rockets.
Gary, we said this before early in the game. Have some patience with the puck. Nate Vitorisi just showed what patience can do. He went down the right-hand side, waited, and then slid the pass over. Beautiful play by Vitorisi.
That is an unbelievable point to bring up again, Kevin. You brought up that great point at the end of the first period. It was unbelievable.
Gary,
I was
I'm
awestruck.
upset by it, but
I was awestruck, and I didn't respond to it. I'm sorry, but I did think that was a great point. Whatever it was you were talking about at the end of the first. I'm telling you, I'll go back and listen to it.
All right, Gary.
Good play there by Doan. Throws it back in the D zone. Vitorisi's controls the puck. Again, that was Melli from Vitorisi on a good play by Vitorisi. Like Kevin said, held on to it, waited for the play to develop. Hits Melli. It was not. If Vitorisi got that play back, I would say he would like to make a little bit of a crisper pass. Melli was able to handle that in the middle of his skates and still finish that one home to give the Rockets a 2-0 lead. There's a good chip out there. We have Sullivan and Melli on the 2-on-0 here. Melli with a great move and a great finish. Again, great pass from Jack Sullivan. Great goal by Jack Melli, and this one is going the Rockets way early here. 3-0 here. We might see some other lines here for the Rockets at some point in this one.
Little scary scene there with Jack Melli coming down. He lost an edge and scored the goal. And again, that was another case where we stayed patient. Caught him in a 2-on-1. Wakefield's pressing a little bit. They got to make something happen. It's going to open up these 2-on-1s by doing so.
Yeah, definitely. Wakefield's going to have to start releasing some guys to get some pressure, but I don't know if that's the best thought process for them right now, as they're under siege here a little bit. That was a 2-on-0 there. Wakefield's offside. You have Brady Keaveney collecting through his own zone, throws a stretch pass up to Shaughnessy, who just lets it go in, deflects it in deep for a dump in. They're going to say that Furness did not touch that, but Furness touched that with his glove, and that's okay. They missed 10 icings last week, so we might as well get one back tonight.
That therapy session you're working on, Gary, with the refs, it seems like it's working.
Yeah.
But it's a step process, Gary, but you're working through it. I like that.
Yeah. So we have a first line appearance again for Melli, Sullivan, Gretorix. First line has been great all season long. Has a couple of their goals here. He has three. It's all three of their goals, right? Melli has two, and Rockets control the puck in the offensive zone. .3-0 Rockets here. Early on, second period, 10:14 left. Wakefield. This is the top opponent Wakefield has battled all year long. They've played to their schedule. They've played everyone they've been given. They've had some tight games. They've had some good tight games, some tight wins, some tight losses. But tonight they're a little bit out of their class a tiny bit, I believe. But they're not in Division I anyhow. They're in the Rockets' other side of the division, and they have to come play the Reading Rockets, and the Reading Rockets need to try to put some distance between some of these teams and them. And good to see them with a 3-0 lead early here. Vitorisi dumps it in deep. Rockets hot on the forecheck. Sullivan's able to keep it deep. Melli's in there with him with a little support. Melli throws it down to Sullivan. Myatt controls for Wakefield. Melli intercepts. He sidesteps a defender. Walks out of the corner with it. Throws it to Gretorix. Gretorix wasn't expecting that pass. Wakefield guy falls down, and John Taylor tries to throw one towards the net. That one's blocked by Vitorisi. I always say it, but the fourth goal is big here. Wakefield scores the next one to get to 3-1, and all of a sudden they think they're in the game a little bit. Reading makes it 4-0, and it's kind of the dagger. So look for Reading to be pressing here for this fourth goal.
Yeah, great point, Gary.
Gretorix up the boards to Sullivan. Sullivan on the touch keeps it. He's going to get over the red line there. He's going to dump it deep. Chases it, throws it in Wakefield's not able to control it. Jack Sullivan really throwing his body around there again tonight. Fourth line appearance here is Desmond Fitzgerald. Cormac Fitzgerald's out on the forecheck. Blake Emery's down low in front of the net here. Oh, a good tip. Blake Emery almost has one. Cormac Fitzgerald. Desmond Fitzgerald throws it down low behind the net. Cormac Fitzgerald comes to help. Desmond ties up his man. Cormac's on the outskirts here. Blake Emery finishes his check. Finesse is able to keep the puck in at the blue line. Blake Emery throws it down. He didn't realize he could have just chipped it to Fitzy. Wakefield just ices it. That was the fourth line.
Great energy from this line. Love to see it. I know they've been sitting on the bench for a little bit. It's not an easy thing for them to get back on the ice or get on the ice in general. But I tell you what, coaches watching, and love to see the effort there. Had some opportunities. That's what they're looking for, you know. Confidence of putting them out there in any situation.
Definitely. Good job there by the fourth line. We have the third line back out here with Haley, Nolan Sullivan, and Brendan McCurtain. Brendan McCurtain hard on his man behind the net. Wakefield's able to spring it out to center ice and dump it in. Haley has a little bit of speed with it here. See if he can chip it in around his defender. He goes for the puck. McCurtain's just outside. There we go. McCurtain takes it away. Puck's thrown out of play. It's going to be an offensive zone face-off here for the Rockets. So we see the Reading girls are all taping the stick, getting ready for the primetime tilt tonight between Wakefield-Wilmington. There's a split girls team. It's Wakefield-Wilmington. They have a dual school. Nice. They couldn't find enough girls for Wakefield, so Wilmington hopped in and joined them. And Kelsey Morrow, freshman, my niece, had a hat trick the other day for Wakefield-Wilmington. We'll see if she's able to do anything tonight against Reading.
It's all in the DNA, Gary.
Oh, yeah. Melly throws it in deep. It's going to go back for the forecheck here. Sullivan, Melly, Gretorix. Puck's tied up. You want to see the D side of the battle there. Puck squirts loose. Wakefield's able to get that out to the Reading's line. Wakefield's out on the forecheck here. They're going to call. Not going to call a trip there. Sullivan winds it back up. Furness over to Gretorix. Back to Furness. Furness with a great finish there on a pass from Gretorix. Great play. Great 2-on-1 there. That's how you hop up in the play as a defenseman, right?
Excellent job reading that situation. Furness has the speed. Yeah, I've been impressed with him all season. He's really shown the hard work's paying off for that player, and love seeing it. And you know what, Gary? Here's a perfect example of sharing the puck early. You know, we talked about it, through the broadcast, multiple broadcasts. They didn't try to carry the puck. They move the puck and see what happens. Good things happen when they move the puck. Definitely.
That might have been Furness's first goal of the season. That might have been, I don't know if Furness scored last year. Like you said, they gained trust in him. He did not play much last season, but has really come back with a vengeance this year and gotten and deserved all of the ice time that he's gotten. That may have been Furness's first high school goal, I'm not positive, but having a great start to his junior year, that's a hook they're not going to call.
It's great to see, Gary, and they got your goal that you were asking for, that 4-0 goal.
Oh, yeah, that's the clincher there. You love to see the 4-0 lead, kind of other teams stop skating a little bit. Like I said, if they had scored the next one, would have been 3-1, but here we are. Wakefield, Jake Morris comes down the left boards, throws it out front. JT's able to get a stick on that. Doan's got some space, throws it up to Shaughnessy, who makes a move on his man, throws it towards the net. Brendan Ross is still in net here for Wakefield. We'll see if they maybe one or two more. Maybe they go to another goalie. Like I was saying, Davin Myatt is a local kid that his dad is a lieutenant. I believe he's a lieutenant in the fire department in Reading. Very good goalie that I've coached. I've coached a few kids on the team here. John Taylor. I've coached Davin Myatt. AJ Couture is a kid that I coach all the time. Reading possesses the puck here. Keaveney dumps it in. Nolan Sullivan. Brendan McCurtain hard in on the forecheck. Puck comes up the boards. Wakefield throws it up the middle here. Number 12 is going to ice it. 12, Jack Simoneau on the icing.
I tell you what, Gary. Reading is smelling blood right now. You know, they're all over this. They want to get that 5th goal, and that's a great thing to see. They're not sitting back on there and just saying, "Hey, we have a 4-0 lead. We don't have to do anything." I love the energy that's out there, and you know, they could score again. I could just see it. You can feel it.
Absolutely. These kids know. These kids hear the talk. You know, Reading's playing weak teams and this and that, but you know, as long as you're beating them by a good amount of goals, it shows that you're battling hard and you're ready for action whenever the good teams come calling. Though he's going to see a tough bounce there. Giannakopoulos handles it up to the side. Number 7 one's got good speed. Probably should have stayed outside on that one. Furness dumps it in deep. Wakefield's able to regroup. Keaveney sends it back in deep. Melly's hard on the forecheck. Gretorix. John Taylor is able to collect the puck. Ooh, Furness loses an edge. Vitorisi gets back.
Stick.
It's a great stick. Gets a great stick on that one there. It's going to be a little 2-on-1. Vitorisi is able to make up space and deflect that one out of play.
Yeah, unfortunately, Furness just hit an edge.
We had Furness family watching from Utah two broadcasts ago. Hopefully they're tuning in tonight and they caught Gavin's goal there.
You know who always tunes in is Nate Federici's grandparents. So shout out to them. They love watching this game and big fans of the broadcast, Gary.
Absolutely. We've had I've had a bunch of people let me know that their grandparents are all watching, and when we're at these pregame parties or pregame, we basically talk about strategies. Yeah. We're not really partying. It's basically you strategize and talk about what the other team's bringing. There's absolutely no alcohol there, and
well, that's good.
Yeah,
that's good.
Read a couple books sometimes.
Do you submit ideas to the coach to what the lineup should be or anything like that? Or?
Yeah. Well, I mean, we talk about the lineups for the food, for what the food lineup's going to be at the next party and stuff. And speaking of that, Brian Ferraro, everybody loves his sausage bread. He makes a great sausage bread, which everyone's loving his sausage bread, and hopefully he makes that a couple more times this year. Vitorisi's back in his own zone to battle for the puck. Caden Emery comes away with that. He's got some space here. He gives it to Shaughnessy, who throws a great pass to Nolan Sullivan. Nolan Sullivan back to Shaughnessy. Shaughnessy on net, kicked aside wide. Another shot on net there by Nolan Sullivan, goes wide. It was on net. The goalie played it with the blocker. It was a great attempt. Caden Emery throws it towards the net. Matthew Haley sends that one. I'm sure if Matthew Haley could go back, he would have maybe chipped that one and had a little bit of space in front of him.
Nate had a little difficulty with his stick on that one with the shot. Didn't really get full wood on that, or full whatever they're using now. But I don't know. There could be some defect. Looks like he needs a new stick before the Burns tournament, Gary.
Definitely a new couple sticks probably.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, so we have definitely a couple sticks.
It's like buying wine. Don't buy one bottle of wine, and buy two. Because if you like the wine, you want to take the other second bottle.
Definitely. So. Melly with a good little pass there back to Gretorix, who wasn't expecting it. It goes off his stick. Wakefield's able to possess the puck and coming in the offensive zone. Nothing to avail. Reading's going to try to connect on a stretch pass, and they ice the puck. So,
Gary, on a note about these type of games, it's 4-0. I tell you what, kudos to JT Coyne sticking in these games. It's not an easy game when you're not getting a ton of shots. It's 4-0. Wakefield definitely has some skill set here. They can score, and JT's been paying attention and really played a nice game tonight.
Fully agree with you. That's a great point. I fully agree. You want to keep their chances to a minimum for sure here. Like the MIA works on I don't know how many people are really into it that are listening or watching the game here, but the MIA caps the wins at 3 goals. So as long as the Rockets were to win this by 3 goals, they can't win by any more than that in the bracket, in the standings. You could have a 10-0 game. It goes down as a 3-0 win. So you want to make sure that you have that 3-goal gap for sure when the game is over here.
Gary,
Am I getting a little too far into it
no,
for the
Gary,
listeners at home?
you know what? We do call you Mr. Reading Hockey, and that was a stat that came from somewhere that not many people would know that.
Yeah.
And we appreciate your insight.
Yeah, so I'll try to give everything I've got here. I also heard another rumor today, which the rumor mill is always. This one is always fresh on the rumor mill. Trader Joe's is coming to Reading.
I did hear that, Gary. I
For the
sent
10th time.
Yeah, I sent the article to my wife and daughter. They love Trader Joe's, and welcome Trader Joe's. They don't have a spot yet.
They
don't have a timetable.
I love Trader Joe's. The closest one is Burlington. It's a little tough to get to off the highway there. They're going to call Jack Sullivan for another body contact. I was too into the Trader Joe's talk to see exactly what happened.
Gary,
I'm sorry.
so you do all the shopping?
No. We went over that at the last
okay.
Last broadcast. We did bring up that Kim does the normal grocery shopping, but I'm in the bullpen. We're cooking chicken. I'm grabbing it that night. I'm heading into Market Basket, trying to make my way down to the chicken. But yes, I do not do all the food shopping, but I do a good part. I do a part of it. I do laundry as well.
It takes a team effort to make a family flow. I'm sure Kim appreciates it.
Hopefully, we're not getting any of the dads in trouble at home. That kind of the old school dads that kind of sit on the couch and the wife brings them in a drink and cooks them up at dinner and brings them in dinner.
I don't know. There's too many people out there. Keaveney, I think, is one of them.
Oh yeah, I did. Yeah, Keaveney is absolutely on that. Keaveney's lucky. Keaveney's lucky to have that at home, but we all pitch in and try to make things work. So back to 1:31 left in the second here. Rockets on the kill. Gretorix intercepts that one at center ice. 17 has some speed here. Brady Walsh for Wakefield. Gretorix is able to throw that one down the river, as Jack Edwards used to say. Yannikopoulos in his own zone. J.P. Casey over the line with a good little shot on net. Melly's able to throw that one back down the ice.
Yeah, real good opportunity there. Again, JT's got to be on his game. Granted it's a 4-0 game, but I tell you what, really nice stop. Good shot by Wakefield.
Yeah. So you told Beth about the Trader Joe's? What do we think the chances are that Trader Joe's really ends up in Reading? This is like the 10th time.
Well, the only thing I can theorize is maybe the Reading residents have bombarded Trader Joe's so much they finally put out a PR request to say, yeah, we're coming to your town. Okay. Now, if they actually come to the town, I don't know.
Yeah.
But it would be nice.
Yeah, it would be nice. I like a lot of the Trader Joe's products. It's actually super convenient to be able to have Stop and Shop and Market Basket in the same parking lot because, if you'd like something that Stop and Shop has or vice versa, you can go to the other one, no problem. Filipski over to Haley for another goal. Great pass there by Filipski. Great finish by Matthew Haley to grab his third goal of the young season there for the sophomore, Matthew Haley.
Yeah, great awareness by Filipski there. That was a beautiful pass. Again, he's looking around. He's got some peripheral vision there. Haley's in a very good spot, Gary. And what's the spot I love? In front of the net.
Absolutely, in front of the net. You park yourself in front of the net. You're going to put pucks in the net. We have a 5-0 lead at 37.9. This is exactly what we were hoping for this second period. That's a short-handed goal to mention as well. I mean, Filipski with another great short-handed chance. That one stopped there by Brendan Ross. Good save there. The Wakefield goalie hasn't had much of a shot tonight. I don't know that I would put any of these goals on him. I would say that the Reading has just had some odd man rushes. Yeah. And too bad for the goalie. 5-0 lead there, 25.9 left in the second period. Jack Sullivan still in the box for a hit behind the net. I don't know exactly what happened on that hit, but he did get penalized and he still has 40 seconds left. Haley's good face-off. That one's off the I-beam again.
Hit the I-beam, Gary.
So Boston Baking, my place of work, was able to let me get out of work again early because I was not on the schedule to broadcast this game. So thankful for Boston Baking for letting me leave early. My buddy Henry over there does a great job. My co-worker is excellent at what he does, and buddy Alex as well is probably putting together a parlay right now that's going to have one loss out of a 20-leg parlay. But good luck tonight, Alex, on the parlays.
You get to taste any of the products, Gary?
No, I haven't tasted all the products, but everything they make down there is great. I work in Hyde Park at Boston Baking. You know, I know the ownership over there. They do a great job, and that's, you know, kind of my old stomping grounds. I'm a Rossi kid, but Hyde Park was always the next town over.
That's where you used to go to get beat up, Gary?
Yeah, that's where I used to go to get beat up. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So we have a little bit of a laugher here. It's 5-0 at the end of 2, which is great because Reading hasn't had many laughers this year.
Nope. Good second period. Obviously, it came in bunches, and you know what I like was the reaction from the Reading players. Again, they weren't satisfied with just the one goal. They were coming in. You could see the intensity build up. They got to take that. They got to bottle it because you're going to need that later in the season when you're striving. That feel good. Good things happen when you get in this kind of mode and create some action for yourself. So hopefully we'll see that in the third period. I don't want to lull. You want to play this out. Hopefully we can get some other players in the game. Again, Wakefield's not going to give up. So we'll see. In third period action, we'll be back shortly.
Absolutely. The players love these games. They love these games.
Yep.
And Reading does have a fifth line dress tonight of Will Diamond, Aaron Bowers, and Cole Morrow. We'll see if they get some action. I don't know. There's also a third pairing of D, Chuck Weberly, and Ferraro is also dressed today too. So hopefully they can get some action in the third. And we'll be back. period 3 about to get underway in a few minutes here. Hopefully the students are all enjoying this one on the live stream.
Yeah, no, it's a sold-out show. I forget where they're having it, but yeah, it's a packed house at the fan zone, they call it. So.
Oh, they're probably at one of the players' houses, tearing it up right now, partying.
Yep.
But I will say the student section will be there when needed later on this year when the playoffs come around and the big games come around. The student section will absolutely be there. One of the best student sections in the MIA for sure.
No, I agree, Gary. You know, all kidding aside, they've really supported the team. The last couple games haven't been there, but I tell you what, it's great to see, and it's good to see for this community. Reading loves their sports and support their teams, and you know, it makes it a fun environment.
And again, we're always capping on the refs here, you know, for little mistakes they're making. They've done a good job here tonight. I haven't really been, you know, unimpressed by them, so I must be impressed by them if I'm not unimpressed.
That would make sense, Gary. Yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah.
Overall, no. I thought the flow of the game's really, it's good. You know, they're letting some stuff go, and then they're calling the obvious penalties. And you know, your biggest complaint sometimes is icing, and I think they've been pretty good in letting the play go. So this is it supports a good hockey team a hockey game when you have that type of officiating. So that's appreciated.
Absolutely. So the Ed Burns brackets were supposed to come out for this Sunday at some point. I don't know. Again, I don't know with the snow coming in if the game's going to be played. There's also a big football game that people are going to be paying attention to Sunday as well, as the Patriots gave us a year out of nowhere, which, you know, kind of similar to the 2001 Pats, where not much expected. All of a sudden, you're in the AFC Championship playing against the backup quarterback.
Yep.
That you know a lot about already. You already had him in your system. You know his flaws. Patriots are favored by 5.5. It went down to 4.5. But, you know, that should be a great watch. Hopefully the Pats can keep up the winning ways. That would be great to see a Super Bowl appearance.
It'd be great to get back there again. It's been a while, and you know, I tell you what, people, you know, we're playing in Denver, and everyone's expecting like bad weather. I think they're talking 50 degrees out in Denver, Gary, for the game.
Oh boy, that's what I like to hear. So we have a goalie change on the Wakefield side of things. We have Davin Mayette in net for Wakefield. Let's see, JT Coyne is still in net for the Rockets. Davin Mayette, big Canadians fan. He's a Patrick Roy fan. That's why he wears number 33.
Oh.
Yeah, again, I said that he played for Reading when I was coaching, when I was lucky enough to coach the Square Ones a few years back. He was the goalie, even though he was from Wakefield, because Reading didn't have any goalies of that age. So we had him and Will Mitchell were the goalies, and we won the elite bracket of the AAA Valley League years back against Tewksbury with a big battle, but we did win that.
Nice.
Yeah. Shout out to Scott Priestley and Keith Raymond, my other coaches. Davin Mayette stops the puck behind the net for Michael Yanakopoulos. Yanakopoulos throws it up. Taken there by Ryan McCarthy into the Reading zone. Nathan Arisi's hot on the puck. Got Cormac Fitzgerald out here on the left boards. Melly dumps it in. Rockets are back at full strength. Cormac Fitzgerald of the fourth line here. Gets it into Melly. Melly chips it up a little bit further along. That one's going to get taken there by John Taylor. John Taylor loses there to number 7, J.P. Casey. Melly throws it back behind his own net. Furness up to Gretorix. Gretorix throws it out to center ice. Cormac Fitzgerald has some time and space here. Comes along the left side, comes into the offensive zone, circles back. He's got a trailer. He throws it in deep on a good cycle play to Melly. Melly walks it out of the corner. He's got Filipski. Melly tries to wrap it in there. Davin Mayette makes a save.
Yeah, really nice job by Cormac, you know, showing his speed and showing the patience of coming down, controlling the body there, Gary, and then spinning back and starting the cycle play. Real smart hockey.
Great job by Cormac Fitzgerald there. You don't get much playing time, and then when you do, you want to try to impress, and that was an impressive play there to hold on to that puck and cycle it down low and make the right play like you're saying there. Great job.
We got to
The
stop.
ref, is the ref in timeout right now when you tell your kid to go stand against the wall and put his face up against the glass? What are we doing here? Oh, he's all good here.
There is a stoppage in play, and it might have to do with something with the rink.
So we got the rink worker coming out here to talk to the ref. Something going on down by those doors, maybe, or. Redding's going back to the second line here with Jack Barry. Door's broken.
The door is broken.
Oh, the bench door. The bench door for Wakefield is not working correctly for the D door. It looks like for the D door. I'm not sure if they're going to be able to get that shut. Be good if they can get it shut, and then they could just hop. Yeah, it looks like we're going to be the rink does a fabulous job here. I know Chris knows everybody from the rink's name. I don't know all the guys from the rink, but they do a great job of maintaining the rink.
Yeah, it's not an easy job too. I mean, think about the amount of play this rink gets, and it's always in tip-top shape. And you know, people don't realize in this town how lucky we are to have this type of facility here and what it does to give back to the town. It's just tremendous.
Yeah. Absolutely. So we have 25. So we have a fourth line here. Wakefield is coming out to take the draw. We still got the second line here for the Rockets. Filipski back to Barry. Barry possesses the puck behind the net, throws it out front to Shaughnessy. Filipski on the doorsteps, not able to finish. Davin Mayette's under siege here. He's able to tie the puck up.
A little bit of a slow start here. It's you know, we're playing different line combinations. Wakefield's trying to do their best to battle, and but still Redding's definitely carrying the play.
Redding's going to go to the third line here with Nolan Sullivan, McCurtain, and Haley here. And we've got Furness and Keaveney on the point. See if Haley can win this one back. Wins it over to McCurtain. McCurtain to Keaveney. Furness steps in. Good block there by A.J. Couture. Intercepted there of just over the blue line by Nolan Sullivan. He sends it in deep. Michael Yanakopoulos throws it over to Eddie Palmer. Eddie Palmer throws it back in his zone. Nolan Sullivan on the doorstep. Good save there by Davin Mayette on a loose puck. Wakefield's running around their own zone a little bit here.
Nolan Sullivan is always has his feet moving. Really nice player. Just an animal out there. He's a battler, very competitive. Love watching this kid play.
So Cormac Fitzgerald appears to be taking some minutes from Jack Sullivan here. The first couple shifts here. Sullivan had the 2 penalties earlier. I'm not sure if something happened. Maybe got banged up on one of them. But anyhow, Cormac Fitzgerald's taking the wing here. Cormac Fitzgerald, hard on the puck in the corner. Melly on the good side of the puck, on the D side of that puck in the offensive zone. Wakefield comes away with it. Gretorix with a good stick in the offensive zone. Vitorisi's back to regroup in his own zone. Tosses it up to Fitzgerald. Puck comes out of the line, out of the zone here. Vitorisi gets it deep. Rockets are going to go for a change. Vitorisi steps up, throws it back in. 12:08 left in the second. Melly has a loose puck. See if he can get a hat trick here. Ooh!
Gary,
a little late on whatever
Gary,
call that was.
Gary, breathe.
Little late.
Use your therapy, Gary.
The refs have Melly at under 3 goals tonight. They don't want to see that third goal on the DraftKings. Yep. Barry wins the draw. Rockets get the puck back to Vitorisi. Throws it over to Barry. Barry walks through the slot. Throws one in. Davin Mayette with a good save there. Barry ties his man up. Filipski steps in and takes the puck. Back to Doan. Doan to Vitorisi. Vitorisi throws it in deep. Barry chips it to Shaughnessy. Shaughnessy comes through the slot, rips one top shelf. Davin Maya with a great save there.
Again, for Reading, you really got to study. It's a new goalie, new style. Every goalie has their own style, and again, this kid has a really good glove.
Wakefield goes back to their first line, maybe. Yeah, he has a great glove. Yes.
They really got to start thinking about blocker side. We've had a lot of shots glove side, and he's covered it. Got to try something a little bit different.
Davin plays for the Islanders, who are the #1 team in U14. They won the national championship last year of all the country. He's one of the goalies on that team there. Vitorisi throws one towards the net, unable to handle. Cormac Fitzgerald has it intercepted. Vitorisi plays it in his own zone. Good play there by Melly to calm that one down. Looking for Cormac Fitzgerald, but that one's intercepted. Good play there. Good puck share in there. Great shot there by Gretorix. Great save by Davin Maya.
Quick release there, huh?
Yeah. Melly with a shot towards the net. That one's blocked. 10:44 left in the third here. 5-0 Rockets. Vitorisi's going to take his chance. I don't know if the goalie got a hold of that or that one missed, but they thought I heard the goalie make a save on that one.
Yeah, he tipped it a little bit. Yep.
They're going to call icing here.
Yeah, Nate really let that one rip.
Yeah, he did. Keaveney and Furness out here. We have Cole Morrow getting his first ice of the night here on the fourth line here with Desmond Fitzgerald and Blake Emery. I'm sure he's excited to get out there and take a couple spins. Furness throws one on net. Great play there by Mayette to make a great save. Rockets out on the forecheck back to Furness. Furness throws one towards the net. Mayette shoves that one aside, back up here to the point there. Furness again throws one towards the net, not able to be held on to. Wakefield's going to ice the puck.
Cole Moore had a nice little body contact there.
Yeah.
It's good to get in the game. Get a little physical there and show the coach what you can do. Sure.
We have Justin Ferraro making his first appearance of the game as well. Reading's going to go back to the third line here with Haley, McCurtain, and Sullivan, along with Ferraro and Vitorisi on the point. Ferraro had a really good start to the season. Keaveney came back from missing the first 5 games there, and Ferraro and Webley, who both played a lot in the first, they played a pretty good amount in the first 5-6 games. They really haven't seen the ice much, but I'm fully confident in those two at the blue line there.
Yeah, you know what? Beginning of the season, we thought defense was going to be, certainly something to watch, and it's a good thing to see. We got a number of players that are playing well, and then we have some others on the bench that certainly can step in when needed.
Good job there by Ferraro handling that one over the blue line there, stopping the offensive rush, and then the Rockets go back in, and that one's tied up again by Myatt. Chuck Webley making an appearance here. He's playing right defense now with Nate Vitorisi. Webley, again, I said, had a good start to the season. Just hasn't seen much ice recently, but back out here tonight. Good to see. 5-0 lead here for the Rockets. 9:37 left in the third. Webley has his shot blocked, steps in, gathers the puck, throws it towards the net. Nolan Sullivan, good hit, hard forecheck. Good puck there by McCurtain out to Haley. Haley throws it in deep behind the net. Vitorisi stops that one from coming out, throws it back in. 23 is back there for Wakefield. That's intercepted by Nolan Sullivan, who throws it back down low in the cycle there for Haley. Haley throws it back to Vitorisi. Vitorisi throws it on net. Good save there by Myatt again. Vitorisi stops that one from going out. Good job there by Haley to control that rebound. Just wasn't able to get a shot on net. Webley makes a good play to keep it in. Webley's going to go D to Vitorisi here. Vitorisi's got space. Great pass there by Nate Vitorisi off his skate. Puck gets dumped in deep. Webley throws it in deep behind the net. Good play there. Nate Vitorisi down low to Barry. Vitorisi controls. Vitorisi with a great shot on net there. Another good save by Davin Mayette. Talking to some people today, and they were saying that, Wakefield's got a little bit of a goalie battle going on between Mayette and Brendan Ross.
Yeah, I tell you what, Davin's everything's hitting him in the center of his chest. That means he's square to a puck, and it's done a really nice job coming in.
Yeah, sure has. 8:19 left in the third here. I'm used to saying the time because the time was not on the screen the first few broadcasts. There we go. Keaveney steps in again. Saved by Mayette. Great chance out front by Filipski. Another great save there by Mayette.
And Gary, I just didn't feel like I wanted to correct you anymore, so I just let you, say that. So.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm here for you, buddy.
Yeah. Thank you. I feel like the broadcasters on TV mention the time, though. Do they not?
Yeah, occasionally.
Yeah.
Not as much as you do, but
okay. 8:07 left in the 8:05 left now. 8:04. Good hard pressure for the Rockets here. Furness throws one on net. Shaughnessy's stoned there by Mayette. I'm sure Mayette loves to get some action there in Reading. He lives right down the street by the Rotary. Probably lives closer than anyone on the Reading team. Good interception there by Shaughnessy. He's got Filipski. They crisscross. Barry saw Barry out of the corner of his eyes. That didn't connect. Filipski. That one's back to Keaveney. Throws it down low. Filipski turns on it. Puck's going to get iced by Wakefield.
I tell you, Keaveney's had a real nice, steady game here. Again, we like to see the way the defense is playing. They're sharing the puck. They're finding their moments to press, and it's again good to see. Now we're mixing in some of the other defensemen that haven't had the time, again, good to see.
Again, haven't seen Jack Sullivan in the third here. Hopefully everything's okay. Maybe Mark's just giving him a little rest. That one's thrown on net there by a Rocket, covered up by Mayette. Melly's not able to contain that one off the face-off. Gets it back, throws it down deep. Cormac Fitzgerald on the cycle play, gives it to Gretorix. Gretorix back down to Cormac Fitzgerald. A little bit of a handcuff pass. There was a little interference there by number 6. They're not going to call that in this game, but Gretorix, Vitorisi at the point, gives it down to Melly. Ooh, good hit there by Ferraro. Wakefield ices it again. Good step up there by Ferraro. Good little body contact.
Yeah, absolutely.
We got Morrow, Bowers, and Diamond here. We have Bowers and Diamond getting a little action as well. Morrow, Bowers, Diamond. We have Webley and Furness on the point. I'm sure these guys would all love to get one towards the net here. Bowers already has a goal this year. Diamond and Cole Morrow do not have goals yet. I don't believe Webley has one either. Good play there by Diamond on a good forecheck. Bowers throws it through the slot. That one's hit by the ref. Goes back to Diamond. Diamond has it with space now. Throws it towards the net. Furness throws one on net over Mayette's head. Diamond battling it out down low. Good body contact there by Cole Morrow. Diamond in on the battle. Good play by Furness to keep that one in. They're not going to.
Yeah, I think they're going to catch him for an elbow.
They're going to call Diamond, and they're going to call Diamond on a penalty?
Yeah, it looked like his elbow just got a little high. Roughing.
6:12 left. We have Henry Lanzo hopping in the net here to get a little action. This has happened one time earlier this year for a few minutes. And I think Lanzo got a few minutes in the last time this happened. 6 minutes is good for Lanzo to get out there and get some action for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Ready, penalty number 16, Will Diamond. 2 minutes for roughing. Diamond penalty 6-12. Diamond for roughing at 6-12.
Bidarisi in his own zone. Rockets got to kill off a penalty here. That one's gloved down there by Yanakopoulos. Casey controls at the point, down to Yanakopoulos. Yanakopoulos throws it down low to Taylor. Taylor tries to go back to Yanakopoulos. That one's intercepted, and Rockets fire it down the rink. Davin Mayette out to play it behind the net. Leaves it there for Casey. J.P. Casey, one of the top players on Wakefield, captain. John Taylor has it now, throws it back to Casey. That one heads all the way up. Casey controls it. John Scapello is going to throw it in deep. Reading doesn't want to give up a goal there, that's for sure. You can still hear them yelling, screaming. Gretorix didn't realize that Melly could have sprung Melly there, but Filipski's hot on his man. That puck gets stumped in deep. 55 left on the penalty. Haley comes out. Haley and Filipski killing the penalty here. Good stick there by Haley. Wakefield throws it in behind their own net. Having a little bit of trouble breaking out on the power play tonight.
Yeah, we touched on it. We touched on it earlier. The way their power play works is they're having their wings very high in the process. Again, puts a lot of pressure on the D to make it past that first defender.
AJ Couture with speed here through the neutral zone. Throws it in deep. AJ Couture with a goal on the young season as well. JP Casey comes back to his own zone with this one. Gets it taken away from Haley, who loses his stick in the process. Penalty is over. We have Cormac Fitzgerald heading out here with Desmond Fitzgerald now. Cormac Fitzgerald 7, Desmond's 4. Blake Emery is also out here, 23. Keaveney's out here, and also Justin Ferraro. Keaveney collects in his own zone. Goes D to Ferraro. Ferraro skates it up the boards. Gets trapped a little bit. Doesn't have a play to make. Wakefield controls the puck, throws it to Keaveney. Keaveney up to Cormac Fitzgerald. Back in the zone behind their net. We'll see if Blake Emery can walk out here. Blake Emery on net. Good save there by Davin Mayette. We have Bowers, Morrow, and Diamond coming out here. 3:25 left. We have Chuck Weberly and Brendan Doan at the point. Diamond on the faceoff here. Diamond's able to control it. Morrow has it now. Misfires. 12 goes the other way. Another offensive zone faceoff here for the Rockets with Diamond, Morrow, and Bowers. Doan and Weberly. Diamond with a quick shot, or Bowers with a quick shot off the faceoff there, almost went. Weberly up to Morrow, who deflects it in deep. Morrow with a little bit of pressure on the D guy. Wakefield contains the puck behind their own net. Weberly has it pickpocketed by number 25. Good play there by Weberly to get back and make a play. Morrow sends it out of the zone. Weberly has it. Just got space here. Doan with a little bit of time and space, throws it to the middle. Diamond over the line here, throws it in deep. Diamond's hot on the forecheck. Morrow helps him out. Diamond possesses the puck. Squirts out of the zone back to Keaveney. Keaveney throws it in deep. Rockets go for a change. Blake Emery, Fitzgerald and Emery out here now. Goes for icing. 1:59 left in the third here, 5-0 Rockets. some of these guys that get out there once, twice a game, they're trying to get it going. Just hard to get it cranked up a little bit when you haven't played for a while. We have Desmond Fitzgerald on the face-off here. He wins it over to Cormac. Cormac throws it down, tries to throw it down low. That one's intercepted by a Wakefield player. Blake Emery back on the back check. Keaveney throws it over to Blake Emery. Blake Emery throws it up to Desmond Fitzgerald, who takes a body check there. Puck goes offsides. Desmond Fitzgerald wins that one back to Ferraro. He throws it in deep. Wakefield throws it out the other way. Keaveney throws it in deep. Blake Emery chases him. Desmond Fitzgerald throws a body check there. Blake Emery comes away with it. Throws it on Myatt. Good shot on net there. Good stop there by Myatt. He's been solid. Wakefield throws it down the ice. It's going to go for icing again. Diamond, Morrow, and Bowers back on the ice with 1:11 left here. See if they can get something going here. A couple guys looking for their first goals. A couple guys looking for their first high school goals out here. We also have Webley and Ferraro out here at the point. Diamond on the faceoff. Wins that one back. Throws it towards the net. Covered up by Myatt. Do it again here with 1:06. Diamond on the faceoff. Wins it back. Cole Morrow through the slot. He loses it. Diamond has it. Cole Morrow has it in the slot. Myatt's not able to handle that one. Morrow with another shot on net. Good save there by Myatt. Morrow with a couple chances here. Tied up. Puck's tied up.
That last shot by Cole hit him right in the mask.
Couple good chances there. It's good to see them getting some action. Good to see them. Wakefield goes to their top line. Reading's going to keep the fifth line out there. 50.6 left. Ferraro, Webley on the point. Diamond, Morrow, and Bowers. Puck's one out to the neutral zone. Webley throws that one in deep. Hits a Wakefield player, so it's not going to go for icing. Turnover here and deep. Turnover here and deep. Morrow throws it right out underneath Myatt. Squirts out towards the neutral zone here. Good stick there by Morrow. Keeps it in deep. Good play. Diamond supporting. Then Morrow to Diamond. Diamond has it. 18 seconds left here. Wakefield controls through center ice. Don't want to give up a goal here, that's for sure. Good job. Good stick. Throw that one out. Good job. 4 seconds left here. Ferraro's going to eat this one maybe. That's the end of the game here. 5-0 win. Very good performance here by the Rockets. A great job by the Rockets tonight.
Yeah, really nice job by the Rockets. 5-0. They took care of business. They had to do what they should do to Wakefield. Wakefield was battling. I tell you what, they're it seemed like a very young team. Good goaltending. The score does not represent what the kid did in goal. It was a tough 2-on-1s, Gary, in a lot of the cases. Yeah. But I tell you what I really liked was Reading moving the puck, sharing the puck, working as a team, and that's key to this victory. And again, the other thing I would say is their energy. Much better against that they were against Woburn, and so excited to see how they do in the Burns tournament. They got a lot of games coming up, and super game tonight.
Yeah, Jack Sullivan was in the handshake line. He looks fine. Maybe it was a coach's decision not to have him out there in the third, but again, great job.